Hi, thank you for watching Digging to China. I'm Dongsheng. Happy New Year, Year of Tiger. Ahead of every Lunar New Year holiday in China, annual bonus is an internet phenomenon. Companies vie to go to viral with huge bonus the same way Japanese sushi restaurants bidding with extravagant prices for the winning bluefin tuna on the New Year's Day. The eye-catching bonuses serves two purposes. One, they raise the firm's public profile. Two, they help to retain valuable staff. During the tech investment bubble of the past decade, IT companies splashed out on huge bonuses and gifts, including luxury trips abroad or expensive cars. The company Lacey, the red packet for cash reward, could hold up to 4 years of salary. It was usually handed out at the company's splendid banquets. Things are different now. Trade war with the US and the COVID-19 pandemic have transformed the definition of the best company gifts. Days before the Lunar New Year, Chinese social media was abuzz with the news of a 365-day paid holiday lucky draw. It was offered by a Shenzhen-based private media company. The offer had more than 4.5 million hits on Chinese microblogging site Weibo alone. A salesman who joined the company 2.5 years back won the lucky draw. Many social media users were full of praise for the creative award, but others said the bonus was hardly practical, as few would dare take such a long leave of absence because the job may be gone when they return as China grapples with the rising youth unemployment. As a matter of fact, the company executive spent some time to convince the Shenzhen winner that he would not be fired after the year-long holiday, though he was also offered the option to cash in the days instead. You might already heard of the term 996, working 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 6 days a week. I have a few videos talk about 996 culture. Big tech employees were the first to feel the overwork revolution as companies raced to raise speed and cut costs. And then other industries followed suit. Black humor on social media even changed this name to 007 schedules, online working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. In fact, young users have turned the terms 内卷, literally inward curling, into a buzzword for burnout. The original term refers to a situation where population growth does not improve productivity. For Chinese youth, it summarizes their frustration with life where everyone must study or work harder and longer than the rest, while always worrying about stagnant incomes and joblessness and the soaring costs of housing and raising a family. Before Lunar New Year, a Tencent employee criticized his team members in a work group chat for cheering a colleague's recent 20-hour shift. The comment sparked fresh debate online about the 996 big tech culture in China. The criticism pushed Tencent to respond that it will seek to improve work-life balance for staff. Meanwhile, back at the Shenzhen company, the salesman who won the year-long holiday eventually chose to take the 200,000 yuan in cash instead. That is the equivalent to $31,000. Other than the lucky young salesperson winning huge year-end bonuses, for many university graduates in China, the employment prospects is declining fast. Last year, a record 9,090,000 college students graduated in China. This year, the number grew to 10,760,000, according to the Ministry of Education. The new survey found that the employment prospects have fallen to the lowest point since early months of the coronavirus pandemic. The number of jobs available per applicant among fresh university graduates fell to 0.88 in the fourth quarter of 2021, according to the survey conducted by the China Institute for Employment Research at the Renmin University of China and the job search website Zhaopin. This was only slightly higher than the reading of 0.79 in the second quarter of 2020, when China's economy was hit hard by the initial coronavirus outbreak. The survey said the demand by employers for college graduates declined by 11.2% in the fourth quarter of last year compared with the same period in 2020, while the number of applicants rose by 37.8%. The unemployment level among college graduates has increasingly become a concern for policymakers due to the large and growing scale of the group, especially as Beijing has recently warned that the country's economic growth is facing threefold pressure of contraction of demand, supply shocks, and weaker expectations. In the past, the education and the tutoring industry have absorbed huge numbers of graduates, but they have lost momentum because of regulatory crackdowns last year. In January last year, the ratio of job openings per graduate applicant within the education and the tutoring industry was 19.49. Last December, it dropped to 1.25. The so-called double reduction policy has resulted in huge shocks and impact on the employment of the industry. The survey also found that the employment situation for small and micro firms is less promising compared with their bigger counterparts. In the fourth quarter of 2021, employment demand from small firms slightly increased, but less than the increase in labor supply. New job openings for micro firms, meanwhile, declined by close to 12% compared with the same period in 2020. At the same time, job applicants increased more than 21%. Small and micro businesses are seen as the backbone of China's economy, as they are a major force for job creation, but have been hardest hit amid the economic downturn. In the first 11 months of last year, 4,370,000 firms have closed. China's governing Communist Party leadership vowed to use the dual circulation economic model to boost China's economy in the long run. The model includes internal circulation to drive domestic economic recovery and growth, and leveraging external circulation to balance its continued efforts to open up its market. In other words, China shall focus more on domestic consumption and service like the US. What is holding back China's economic recovery, particularly in service and consumption? Young workers and job seekers who often spend more of their income since they are just started out. Some of the factors weighing on China's recovery are clearly temporary, particularly the recent coronavirus outbreak and the lockdown that follows. The youth unemployment was first regarded as a temporary consequence of the pandemic. Now it is starting to look more durable. It is not that China does not have job offering, with global demand for factory goods still strong and weak growth in the older migrant labor force. The low-skilled labor market still looks relatively tight, but China is struggling to create enough suitable jobs for its more highly educated young people. Until that is rectified, regaining China's pre-pandemic consumption growth trend could be challenging. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment and subscribe to my channel. Just click the subscribe button right here. I'll see you again shortly. Until then, be well.